Don't look under the internet.
Okay, I'm recording again.
Okay, I am recording. Oh,
And me too.
wowie zowie.
Wowie zowie, everyone. Look, welcome once again to Don't Look Under the Internet. The world's worst produced podcast.
Oh, I've heard worse.
So as you can tell, this is me, Mike. That is a Matt / Moot.
Hello.
And we have special guest on for part 2 of the unplanned takeover. It's Chris.
Hi.
Hi. You're all probably wondering, hey, where's that super sweet audio at that you guys normally have? It's not here.
It's not. Where'd it go?
I shit the bed, and that's that. Jason and Doug aren't here. Jason and Doug aren't here, the ones who have the 2 laptops that can run the Rodecaster properly. So I'm just kind of on Discord on my phone, and that's how we're doing it today, people.
Is that how we're doing it? Because I thought the whole thing was now you're recording on the Rodecaster.
Yes, but I'm talking to you through my phone is what I mean.
Oh, okay.
Like, yeah.
Okay.
Like I got headphones
All right, so
in,
this
plugged into
entire
my
intro
phone.
was for us.
Yes.
I feel special
Okay.
now.
And also people who care. I don't know, Matt. We're on one today. Okay, I don't want to hear it. We're just on one.
Mike's having a rough time.
I am having probably the worst day I've had in a very long time.
I'm sorry. buddy.
Me too. But we're gonna get past that real quick. We're gonna do the whopping diluty housekeeping because I have
Above
quite a
your
few.
heads.
I have a couple names I want to give a shooty out to. We got Jessica. We got Peachy. We got Quungus McDungus. That's a fun
Quungus
one.
McDungus.
Quungus
What a
McDungus.
name.
That is quite a name.
Mancinod and Brian Yu.
Holy shit.
Yeah, we
That's
got a lot
of
this
people.
week. Typically, I'm always like, whoa, more names. I do a goof, but like, I'll make it up to you guys next week. It's not in me right now.
Mike's just not about it.
Yeah. Wait, is this the main episode?
Yeah.
Yahoo! We're doing the main. We're doing it live,
Cool.
baby.
We know what we're doing.
We do know what we're doing.
For the
this
listeners
isn't
at
gonna be
home, this
your-
was supposed to start 55 minutes ago.
Yeah, right? This isn't your grandpa's podcast. This is a worse one. So if you would like to give money to this show, go to patreon.com/deludipod. No one's going to give us money anymore.
If you give us $10, you'll get to hear things like the first 55 minutes of this episode that it was trying to troubleshoot with Mike. And then
I am the worst person to try to troubleshoot with. But let's get into a fun topic for the day.
yeah, let's do that.
Chris, I am under the impression you have no idea what we're talking about. Is that true?
I have not a clue.
You fool. So in classic UNPUTI fashion, we brought into play some Reddit fun that Matt found for me. It's interesting, and I want to say the FBI should be involved, but hey, who am I to say anything? So, Matt, do you want to take this away?
Yeah. So the first post that we have is a post that I remember when it happened from 9 years ago. And the original post is by a user called Shady Business 15. And it's pretty short. And actually, the original post of this didn't have any text that accompanied it. It was posted to our What Is This Thing, which is a subreddit that you can go to and like post pictures of things that you don't know what they are. And some people will try to help you and tell you what they think it might be. Well, the picture of this thing is the inside of a surge protector, like a power strip. And the title of the post says that they violently blew a fuse in their extension cord, and they took it apart to see the damage. And we get to see some pictures of what's inside. And what's inside is a couple of microchips that are wired together that definitely shouldn't be there. They're like super like hot glued in. And
yeah, this didn't come straight from the factory, I'm sure.
Yeah, this has obviously been tampered with and had extra shit inserted into it. So the first post that's posted as a reply, like the first comment on the post says that it's a GPS tracker with a cellular uplink. And then they edited it later to note that several other users noted that this model has a microphone attached to it. So after some users post their speculation in the comments underneath the original post, the original poster, Shady Business 15, makes a follow-up post. And they say that they went to sleep after posting the original post to wake up to Reddit basically blowing up with speculation about what's going on with this power strip. And they shared a couple more pictures, which are really just more of the same thing. It's the inside of a power strip with some microchips hot glued into the middle of it. And so they say that because the one person pointed out that it was a cellular uplink, they took it apart and they found a SIM card inside of it.
And it's one of those old ass looking SIM cards too.
Yeah. This is like an old 3G SIM card.
Yeah, it's been there a while, I feel.
Yeah. So basically, they stuck it into an old phone and they dialed the number for that card, and they got a message that said that the voicemail box that the number was attached to was no longer in service. So they left the SIM card plugged into the old phone for a while to see if anybody would call it, and nobody ever called the SIM card. And then really,
yeah, I think he mentioned he had it for like 6 months without hearing a ring.
Yeah, really, that's honestly kind of where the post from the original poster ends. They posted a couple things in some other subreddits later that were like completely unrelated to this, but they didn't really offer any follow-up to what the eventual resolution to this was. So we got really all we have to go on is the information that they posted, which I've basically covered at this point, and then speculation from people who replied to this. I think the obvious thing here is that the way that this system works is that there's a microphone attached to this microchip with this SIM card, and you call this phone number, and presumably when it was functioning, you would be able to listen to what the microphone is picking up. So I believe this was a college. Yeah, it's a college kid who lives in a dorm room. So before I read any of the speculation from other people on Reddit, what do you guys think this is all about? Chris, what do you think?
My question is, someone took this SIM card and left it in a phone for 6 months and kept that phone on for 6 months charged. I can't even keep my own phone charged for like 2 days straight. I'm going to be honest with you. Like, it dies all the time. Yeah, I don't do that. But I mean, 6 months, that's a long time to run an experiment on a SIM card. I like after 2 weeks of not getting a call, I'd be like, I'm done with this. I'm tired. I'm over
some
it.
Dedication.
That's dedication.
I'm tired of spying. This isn't working.
I don't know, man. Like, just no calls. Yeah, I would be like, I'm done. It's cool though to think where did he get this power strip? Like, did he buy it at like a pawn shop?
I don't think they really say.
Yeah, I don't think there's anywhere that they actually say where they get the power strip from. So that's a scenario that I hadn't considered, is that maybe this is a used power strip that they bought from someone.
He just goes, of all the things to get at like a pawn shop, I just see this guy going in to get a power strip.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can go down to Walmart and get a power strip for $5, but if I go to a pawn shop, might be able to get it for $3.
Yeah.
What deal? Like,
you got to be
see-
really looking for a deal.
okay, so if somebody left this power strip at a pawn shop for somebody to pick up later, so that they could listen in on it, okay, like what's the scenario in your mind there? Is this somebody who installed this inside of a power strip, took it to a pawn shop with the intention of spying on whoever bought it, or was it someone who was being spied on who got rid of the power strip without realizing what they were handing over to someone else?
That's a good question.
It could have been a Goodwill. They could have taken it to Goodwill and donated it, and this kid
Sure.
bought it.
What if this is like someone's fetish of just listening to some rando through an extension cord?
Okay, I like that. I like what you're going with that.
The horniness about it is what gets me.
Yeah, so you think they're just making a bunch of these like power strips and taking them to like Goodwills and pawn shops?
Donating.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Yes.
that's
Listening
totally
to
the
a bunch
thing.
of strangers?
Like one's bound to work. This is the only one that they actually like found. There's probably like dozens or hundreds out there.
There are
Oh.
more reasonable answers to this mystery, but I think this is the one that I'm gonna choose.
I feel
to
like I
believe.
need to go and like tear apart all my power strips now. Like,
Yeah, man,
just,
some
just
weirdos
check if someone's spying
totally
on me.
hot gluing microphones inside of power strips and donating them to Goodwill.
Well,
That's something to think about the next time you're at Goodwill buying used electronics.
yeah, that really is. But I mean, if I bought one, all they're gonna do is hear me fart. So, like, I'm not sitting here telling government secrets. I'm
Gonna hear you farting and jacking off.
just farting and jacking off. That's it.
It's gonna be a little quiet, but they'll hear some stuff.
I'll hear some grunts.
Yeah. What's this man
And that
doing
might-
at 7:40 in the morning?
Sounds like a South Park character.
Woof. Woof.
Hey, man, I sold Mr. Garrison a power supply. Oh fuck! So Chris's theory is some weirdos hot gluing microphones inside of power strips and donating them to Goodwill. Mike, what's your theory?
Oh, mine is the horniness factor of it. Mine's this weirdo's doing it to get off. 100%.
So it's same theory though.
Yes, the same exact one.
Okay, I think the prevailing theory in the comments is that this kid's parents set this up and gave him the power strip when he went off to college so that they could spy on him.
Oh.
Those are some shitty parents.
Those the worst parents. But I don't know that I believe that. I think the horn dog gluing donating bugged electronics to Goodwill makes way more sense than that, honestly. Because like,
More interesting.
yeah, well, I mean, what do parents want? Like, what use do parents have for
Audio
bugging
like
their
that.
kids' dorm room? I mean,
I can hear Jim is smoking that weed.
and how do you bring that up? Be like, I know what you did. Like, how? How do you know that?
I don't hear you studying. Read louder.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I get the like helicopter parent side of it because I know a couple, but like it doesn't track. I don't know a single parent that would go to this like length just to stalk your kid. Like at that point, just fucking move into the dorm with them because
Yeah.
that would be a lot easier.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think the parents doing this makes a ton of sense because, like we were saying, I don't know how you can even use this information to your benefit, like
Blackmail.
blackmailing your own kid. How does that work?
Yes.
For what?
Yeah, life finds a way. I don't know.
You need to blackmail your kid over.
There's probably like at least two reasons. Like you want dirt on them for the future because they have dirt on you. That's what it is. The kid caught the parent doing something they're not supposed to do. Now the parent's looking for dirt on the kid so they don't bring it up.
Like Jimmy caught his dad cheating, and so his dad's trying to get dirt on his kid so that when the kid's like, I'm going to tell mom what you did, he can be like, I'm going to tell mom what you did.
Yes, that's what's happening.
Okay. Plausible.
I like that.
Plausible.
I take back my horny option, and I'm putting this one in.
Okay. All right.
The cheating father manipulating his son. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
What
Okay.
do you what is the more plausible, do we think? Is it
I like the idea of some weirdo putting spying devices inside electronics and donating them to Goodwill. If not that, then this was set up for some other reason, and like over the course of like people, like the original person who this was intended to spy on, it never realized this was happening, and they just like gave somebody a power strip, and then they got it given to someone and donated and whatever, and this kid just wound up with it.
So did he test it and it worked?
Yeah.
Well, the phone line isn't active anymore because he called the SIM card and it didn't. Like he just got a disconnected voicemail. Like
it mentions that he also like put the SIM card like in another phone to see if it rings or anything happens. And he's like, the weird thing is he said that no phone calls will go through, but he could get service still.
So, I mean, this could have been like a 10-year-old that like had like a broken surge protector and like ripped open a GameCube controller and just like hot glued some like parts in there. And was just like, I made a thing. And then like they took it to Goodwill like as trash. And then someone picked it up.
Well,
this could be a kids next door situation. Yeah.
Yeah. Like how
because
accurate are these Reddit investigators?
Somebody in the original post identified the exact model of GPS microphone device that this is, and even posted a link to the same device.
Okay.
So they identified exactly what this is. It's not just some random circuit boards. It is actually a device that is made for this.
Damn it.
Okay.
We were so close, boys. We were so close. There are some people here that do not know how SIM cards work, and that's okay. But they don't know how SIM cards work. There's some person that was like, have you tried just reactivating the SIM card? You can't reactivate a SIM card. I would know. I've worked in the industry for 6 years. And then there's other people where it's like, unless it's an eSIM, you can do an eSIM. That's different. And there are other people that don't realize, and this can be fun. Everyone go out and do this. You know, you can just give your SIM card number to like a T-Mobile attendant and they look it up and you just get the account name right there. They could have just given like, I think the company that made the SIM card is called like O2.
Okay.
It's called O2. They could just call it O2.
I think a British cell phone company.
Yeah. They could just call them up, read them off the SIM card number, and they would tell them the first and last name that's on the account.
Oh, wow.
I didn't know you could do that. I had no idea.
Yep.
They'll just hand over that information?
Yeah, probably not, but if you're cool, you will.
So, not legal advice.
Yeah, more than likely no, but it's in theory. In theory, you could potentially slip a crisp $5 to a T-Mobile employee, and they will give you that information.
Okay, interesting.
Yes.
Yeah, but you should have been around 9 years ago when this kid needed your help.
Yeah. Where the fuck was I?
Doing whatever 20-year-old Mike was doing.
Yeah, fucking off. Trying to be stupid. I don't know. Being really dumb in a warehouse.
Hey, that's what you were doing. But this kid needed you, Mike. Who knows where he's at now?
I'll just message him. I have his username here. I'll be like, hey, man, remember that mystery from 9 years ago?
I'm sure he gets lots of messages that are just, I'm sure his Reddit inbox is just full of people wanting to know what happened.
And just trying to bunk it.
Does he still post? Is the user account still active?
I didn't check. That's a good question.
Let me see. The last post was
I'll race you there.
9 years ago.
Nope,
9 years ago.
Nope.
He's dead.
They made a bunch of posts and Linux questions about an Ubuntu setup that they needed help with. And then the last post they posted was they checked the number. They looked on their parents' phone to see if they had called the number before and they couldn't find anything.
Here's the other thing too. I'm looking at the pictures of this thing, and I don't see. Is that the battery? I don't see a battery. I see the chipset and everything, but I don't see a battery.
Mike,
So
it's inside a power strip. It's going to be plugged into a wall.
well, you would need it to be like connected to like the power supply of the power supply. But like I don't see. Oh, there they are. I don't see any extra wiring that would plug into something, but it's those two right there.
It's just spliced in, I think.
Yeah, it sure is. I take it all back.
Yeah. If you were going to do this with any device, a power strip would make sense because it has to be plugged in to be functional.
Imagine the idiot like me that would do all this and then plug it into a battery instead. Like this man just shittily soldered all this shit together and it worked at a miracle. And he's like, all right, time to install the battery into this power supply. Yeah.
Brilliant. Okay. So real or fake, do we think, I know I've heard your theories, but do you think either of those theories are more likely than this person just made this up entirely and posted it on Reddit for clout?
I don't think it's real.
You think this is made up?
No, who's doing this? Like, I get like the horn dog theory and the parent theory. I can see them existing, but really, like, I don't know. I think I'd put it in a more complex, like, piece of electronic than a power strip, like something that people aren't going to take apart.
Well, who takes apart a power strip?
When was the last time you took apart a power strip?
Who the fuck has any of you listening right now? If you have taken apart a power strip, I will send you $5 because it'll be nobody. I will be okay.
I don't know.
No one has done that before except this man. Apparently,
yeah.
I definitely haven't done it. I haven't ever had any reason to.
There's the question. He took a power strip. Why? Does it say that?
Because it blew, and it exploded, and he wanted to see the damage on the inside.
Interesting.
Yeah, that.
Yeah,
Chris, the way you're just like, interesting. That's wrong.
Yeah, I've just thrown mine away before. I don't look. I'm just like, oh, this one doesn't work.
Yeah, I'd be like, well, that fucking sucks. Yeah.
I think that definitely adds a bit of like, why would he do? I want to see the extent of the damage. Why? It's broken. Just throw it away.
Yeah, it's fucked. Don't plug anything else into it.
Yeah. If my charger breaks, I'm not going to disconnect or dissect my charger. I'm going to throw that brick out and get a new one.
Yeah. So the logic makes sense from the point of view. So if you're the kind of person, something breaks and you open it up to investigate it, you're probably the kind of person that will solder chips together.
Yeah.
To like make something new. So it adds up that in his line of reasoning, he's like, oh, it broke. So I opened it to like see what was wrong. And he's when he built this, like he built this story around it
originally.
Yeah.
And his only other posts are on our Linux questions where he's asking for help with his Ubuntu setup, which means that he's fairly technologically.
It means he's a nerd.
Yeah, he's a nerd. He's totally a nerd. The exact sort of person who would do this sort of thing.
Yeah, Matt. You know anyone like that you would use Linux or Ubuntu?
You think I would just go on the internet and tell lies?
No, you did that to me. You did that to
shit.
I did that to us for months.
I did that for 3 months and straight, didn't I? Okay, well, I think that's that solved. We have another. Another Reddit post. Mike, you want to read this one? This one isn't really a mystery, but I thought it was funny and entertaining, and I think it'll be a fun conversation. So
I really just want to read the whole thing. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine. I think that's fine.
Okay, Chris, strap in your butt cheeks. We're going for a ride.
All right.
It's from Reddit user Weird Questions 11 or Weird Question 11.
Okay, what happened to the first 10 is my first question.
They died.
Oh god.
Yeah, you figure that out later on.
What happened to the first 14 shady businesses from the last one? Maybe these are connected.
It's going to the top. This was submitted into r/legal advice, so you know where we're going. So it starts off with, So, this is probably a really weird question for me to ask, but it's a weird situation, and I'm not really sure what I can do. My house is on a corner lot. Oh, my house is on a corner lot. 2 years ago, a newlywed couple moved in one house that's besides mine. Are you following me so far?
Yeah.
Fantastic. It only gets better from here.
Wowie zowie.
Right away, they started making weird comments about the color my house is painted. It's yellow. And soon switched to outright demanding that I paint it a different color. My house was painted yellow when it was built. I like the color, and there is no bylaw against it or anything. They have called the police on me, and as well as the city, both of whom told them to pound sound. I've never heard that phrase. I've never heard that phrase before.
I've heard pound sand, but no, not pound sound.
Told them to pound sound because I haven't done anything wrong, and there was nothing they could do. They also tried suing me in court. The lawsuit was thrown out, and they had to pay my legal fees. They also tried getting our neighborhood together to form a homeowners association request in the hopes that I eventually could be forced to paint my house a different color. Our other neighbors also told them to pound sand, so it was a typo.
It was a typo.
And they have basically alienated themselves from everyone else in the neighborhood at this point. I recently had to go out of town for something. I was gone for 2 weeks. When I got back 2 days ago, my house was gray. Seriously, I actually almost drove past it because I'm so used to my yellow house. I knew immediately who was responsible, but when I went over and knocked on the door, no one had answered. I think the couple figured out that I was away and not just at work when they saw our neighbors collecting my mail for me. Because I sure as hell never told them I was going away, and I know that my other neighbors hate them too and didn't tell them. The neighbor from across the street came over and showed me pictures that he took of the painting company setting up and doing the work. He said that another neighbor called the police, but the painting company had a valid work order and had been paid, so the police couldn't do anything. He also told me about it because they were paid to do so. They're paid to do the work, and they said that they had to do it to avoid being sued. I called the painting company to get a copy of the work order, and it was in the name of Miss Jane Smith and was paid for in cash. A red-headed woman and her red-headed husband came to the company to hire them. My neighbors are both redheads, saying that they would be out of town and would like their house painted while they were gone. They gave the painting company pictures of my house taken from the street. I have surveillance camera footage at my front door and side doors and in my backyard because I work shifts and as a woman living alone, I don't want some stranger breaking into my house and waiting to ambush me when I get home. Personally, it sounds like they don't have to worry about someone ambushing them in their house as much as their neighbors ambushing them in their yard. My neighbors never set foot on my property anytime, so they can't be charged with trespassing. And they didn't do the painting, which was actually done properly. When I called the police, they reiterated that since the painters were hired, had a valid work order, and were paid to do the job, they can't be charged with trespassing because it was reasonable for them to not know that they were acting in good faith and didn't cause any physical damage to the house. Also, the neighbors can't be charged with trespassing or vandalism because they didn't come on my property or touch the house themselves. I don't know if I can sue anyone because there was no actual damage or harm done to me or my house. My neighbors still have not answered their door or shown themselves. I am pissed off beyond belief because I like my yellow house and I can't believe how fucking crazy they have been. I wish I could show a court or a city council how psycho they have been over this. I want to know if I have any recourse or if I can do something to get them to paint the house back to yellow. Does anybody know what I can do to get them to fix this and paint it back? And then they edited saying that they live in the state of Louisiana, which I think answers every question you might have.
Well, isn't Louisiana all about like brightly colored shit and like?
Yeah, and they got the that's Louisiana.
Yeah, sure.
What?
Marty.
What do you? What do you think, Chris?
What I'm thinking right now is I'm waiting for someone to go on vacation so I can paint their house.
If
That's
you
what
can get
I'm
away
thinking.
with this is
Yeah, right.
like
That's awesome.
it'd almost be worth it to see their reaction to pay to have it done and then pay to have it undone.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Also, you know what I would do at this point too? Double down on it. Pay painters to paint their house yellow.
Oh yeah, if they can get away with it.
yeah.
Oh God. See, this person needed you again 7 years ago. That's the perfect idea.
I let them down.
Yeah. Yeah, if they can get away with it doing it to you, just do it to them.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know. How
brilliant.
fucking insane though. And like, yeah, that just means you can do this to anybody. That
Yeah.
does not sound right to me. I feel like if you're gonna have a house painted, you can't pay with cash. Or like you have to be there. You have to be there for it to like sign off on something.
I
You know?
feel like surely there's got to be some sort of policy in place at most places where you have to prove that you're the owner of the residence that you're paying to have work like this done on. Surely that's a thing. I almost don't believe this just because it just seems insane to me that any company would actually accept a work order for a property that they don't even know that you actually own.
Yeah, this is just fucking insane. And like, how yellow was the house? That I need to know. I think that's pretty important.
Yeah, could you imagine being so offended by the color of somebody's residence that you would go to? Well, I don't think any reasonable person would go to this sort of length, but
no,
that you would harass them over it.
no.
Yeah.
I have seen a pink house though, and it was pretty fucking ugly.
Yeah. Yeah.
And someone in the comments, like, they brought up a valid question. They were saying, like, should this count as like impersonation? Because they impersonated you, saying that they're the homeowners. Like,
Did they say that?
and they, yeah, they said in the comments, someone said they impersonated you, representing themselves as house owners, and then got someone else to trespass on, even if the painters didn't know it, onto your property. Then they spent money to repaint your house. And someone else said, it's not legal, it is vandalism. And they used an example saying, if I pay someone to break your window and tell them it's my window, it doesn't make it any less vandalism.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
but if you
fair.
pay someone to replace the window, and they do it,
yeah.
and they just
I
give you a new
guess.
window, like it's the intention, right? Like there's
Yeah.
no harm when you're replacing a window or when you're painting a house.
But
Like,
if it's being replaced, like if you break my window and then replace it with like stained glass, I'm gonna be fucking furious. Like,
that's so interesting. I've never hired someone to do something to my house, so I don't know if you have to give proof of residence.
I've had things done, and I mean, like I've had things done around my property, but I've never had to like show a copy of like the deed or really even ever give anybody ID. I've really just signed a waiver that
Yeah,
they just hand me a thing that's like, hey, just sign this and we'll do it. And I always have. So I guess it makes sense that you could get away with something like this, at least.
I feel like that's a problem waiting to happen, and it did 7 years ago.
Yeah.
you would think that this would happen more regularly, though. But I guess who the fuck's spending money to paint other people's houses?
I don't know.
Like,
Psychopaths.
that's a lot.
Like, it's a
Crazy
lot of
people.
money.
Yeah, that's the other thing is like you have to be so upset. Like investing that kind of, you have to be so upset by this to invest the amount of money it takes to have an entire house painted. That's
I
crazy.
need to know how yellow it was. Like, if it was like rubber duck yellow, maybe I could see it. But if it's just like your average like yellow house yellow, what the fuck?
Your average yellow house yellow?
Yeah, you know what I mean. Where it's kind of like it's
The
not
everyday
super
normal
bright.
yellow house?
Yeah. Exactly.
I don't know. I have seen stories, or I think I saw one story one time, and it may have even also been on Reddit, where somebody paid someone to repave their driveway, and the company showed up and paved the wrong driveway.
Yeah.
So I've seen that happen before, and that ended up being like they didn't actually charge the person who they paved the driveway, and that person just got a free new driveway, which is legit. But yeah, like you said, I'm amazed this doesn't happen more often. I don't know.
This is so fucking dumb that I think it's real.
Yeah, that's. I don't know. It sounds fake to me because it sounds like it should never happen. But yeah, who's sitting around trying to come up with stories that they think are going to get a bunch of attention on the internet, and this is what they come up with?
I am legitimately surprised. I don't see more like rich people pulling pranks on people doing this exact thing.
Yeah,
Like,
that's why I should never win the lottery, is because this seems like the sort of thing that I might do. I
Yeah,
thought I
if
could get away with it.
if I win the lottery now, I am painting every house in my community like neon green now because I can get away with it. Apparently,
I feel like there's a repercussion if you get caught, though. I feel like this is illegal, but you have to get caught.
I mean, what
How will you
exactly
get
is
caught?
illegal about it? Is it vandalism? That's the only thing I can
It's
think.
got to be vandalism.
I don't think it's vandalism as much as maybe impersonation. I feel like that's where it would come into play.
It's got to be something. There's no way it is legal to hire someone to paint someone else's house with like under bad intentions or whatever. Like, there's no way that's legal. I don't know whose responsibility it is to ensure that they are the homeowner. Like, that seems like it should fall to the company.
Yeah,
But-
because it'd be vandalism if you had somebody's house painted and you just like had like a great big mural of a dick painted on the side. Like, your argument can't be in court, well, it's done really well. Like,
Yeah. Well, and like there has to be, because like what if the painting company went there and accidentally like broke a window or something? Then they're gonna have to get in touch with whoever the homeowner is, and they're gonna have to like go through insurance or something. So there has to be some sort of proof that you are the homeowner for like insurance purpose. Yeah.
Yeah, I would
I
think
don't know.
so.
I mean, like I said, I've had stuff done to my house and I never had to prove anything.
So strange.
This feels like something that the paint company, Sherman Williams, if you're out there, take a peek at this. I don't know if they're the people to talk to, but they're the only company that comes to mind. Bear, there's another one.
Yeah. I mean, I've had like a gravel pad put in my yard. Like, they dug up a bunch of my yard and put gravel down, and then they put a building on top of it. And like, at no point in any of that process did I have to show anybody an ID. Did I?
Yeah,
have
you
to
could have done
prove
it to
that
anyone's
I-
yard.
Yeah. Yeah. I could have just been like, here, go to this address.
That's fucking insane.
The hell?
There's something sketchy about that.
We
Like
trust.
I feel like we just uncovered like some sort of like dirty business tactic that like I don't know how to explain it. Like, you know how like a casino like knows everything's rigged and they do it on purpose? I feel like this
Yeah.
is like that equivalent. Like, they know this is wrong, they do it on purpose because it's cheap and easy or something like that. And the whole industry just accepts it.
I don't know. We're going to have to put our thoughts together and figure out a way to use this sort of like unverified manual labor to do some viral advertising for Diluti
You
or
know,
something.
We do still have that free half-hour consultation with LegalZoom. I might want to use that on this instead of
Like, so
podcast things.
theoretically, if we paid someone to spray paint "Don't Look Under the Internet" on a football field, and we had it done well, what are
That's
the
the-
theoretical legal repercussions?
That's the key part. It
Yeah,
has to be
done
done well.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's nuts. So real or fake? I think you guys said fake.
No, I think this is real.
Yeah,
You think it's real?
I said fake to begin with, but Chris brought up a good point. It's so stupid. It's so stupid that surely the part that I think is questionable is that they called the cops and the cops are just like, I don't know, sucks to
Oh, and
suck, man.
That's another thing. They're like, so I think it's fake. For two reasons. One, they mentioned at the end, they're like, oh, I wish there's something to do if I can go to like the city or like the console, but I don't have proof. You've spoken to the cops and it's on record that these people have called in complaining about the color of your house. There is proof.
Yeah.
Secondly, this lady talks about how much she loves her yellow house. There's not a single picture of said yellow house or gray house on the post.
Are you just
So-
going to post your house on a random
You
post
could-
on the internet?
You could post a wall. You could post a wall just for color reference.
Like, well, no, who's just taking a picture of their yellow wall and be like, I might need this later.
Just take a picture of the house and zoom in on a piece and show me that.
Okay.
We have technology.
We have the technology. We had the technology in 2015.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like they definitely do have proof with the amount of complaining that, like, they even said that the neighbors tried going like through the HOA and everything, so to like get them to paint. So like, why don't you do the same and get like written testimony from other people at the HOA being like, yeah, these people have done this in the past, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like there have to be other cases of this, and it's illegal.
This can't
Yeah,
be
we
the only.
should-
I'm looking this up right
This
now.
gotta
Are
be
there
a
more
deeper
cases
dive.
of this?
Got to be a deeper dive. Somebody hiring contractors to do something to someone else's house.
It seems too easy for people not to do, and it seems too reckless and destructive to not be illegal.
Yeah.
I am getting.
It has to be vandalism. It just has to be. Like,
When I Google it, it is pretty much that only one that keeps coming up over and over.
Wow.
this one?
Yes.
Huh. Interesting.
Do you need a permission? Do you need permission to paint our side of the neighbor's fence? No, you can't paint someone else's fence without their permission.
Okay.
That didn't help.
Yeah.
Can't paint their house either.
But the thing about this one is that the perpetrator didn't actually do it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I don't know. But
Interesting.
when I Google it, this is the only story that comes up. It's just reposted on like different websites.
Yeah. I don't know. It has to be illegal somehow. But
It has to be.
I don't know.
If I hired someone to paint my fence and they painted the other side, now who's liable? Is the company liable for painting my neighbor's side of the fence?
Yeah, totally. Totes McGoes.
Yeah.
So they have to be liable for painting the wrong house or painting my house when they shouldn't have.
Well, in
when
that
I
case,
didn't pay for
they're
it.
breaking the contract. The contract of the work was for them to paint your side of the fence, and they fucked up. In this case, they didn't fuck up. They didn't do anything wrong. They did exactly what you hired them to do.
Yeah. Someone did say they should take the painters to court to identify who gave them the money.
Yeah.
I also don't remember everyone that's given me money before.
Yeah.
This just seems like some CYA shit that most companies do. Like, you find out who the homeowner is.
Apparently not. Moot said himself that wasn't an issue with him, too.
I can't believe they never
Yeah.
took your license or anything to, like,
I mean, I live
verify
in
the address.
BFE, so I mean, realistically, a lot of those people probably aren't even like putting that on the books.
I don't know, man.
I'm going fake on this one solely because Pixar didn't happen.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm on Chris's side. I think this is real.
Damn.
I
On
hate
my
it.
own show. On my own show.
Okay. Well, this has been a short one.
Yeah, I mean, it's been I'm clocked in at almost 45 minutes.
Okay. Well.
Yeah.
Hey.
You
I
do
hope
what you
everybody had a good Christmas and Happy
do.
New
I
Year.
do too. Yeah, before we end it real fast, how was your guys' holiday?
My holiday was fine. I had to leave early because of the storms, the winter storms and junk. But I mostly just sat around with my mom and some of my mom's side of the family, drank way too much beer, watched some football, played some card games, and it was relaxing. And I'm back home now. How was yours, Mike?
Mine was good. I spent it with family, as people usually do. We got a fireplace, like one of those mini electric ones. And then I got some other things that I don't really remember.
Hmm?
And it just happened 2 days ago.
All right. Well,
Chris, how was yours?
Pretty much the same as your guys'. Spent it with family and had food, played games, got gifts. It was good.
Oh, I got a bidet.
Ooh.
oh,
I do want one of those.
Oh, it's nice. Let me tell you, that water just right up there. It's so refreshing.
spray for the bunghole.
No,
It's so refreshing.
what's the water pressure on it?
I don't remember. It has low and high. So
And you
But
have it set to high, correct?
I have it on low for starters.
You got to work
Coward.
yourself into it. You
Coward.
gotta, it's like butt plugs. You start with the
Exactly.
small one and work your way up.
Way up to thumb.
You work your way up to the big black fist.
Yeah.
I say just go for it. Let it rip.
Well, I would once again just like to say thank you for putting up with us on this weird episode that is weird. If there are any audio issues, it is 1000% Jason and Doug's fault, not mine.
Absolutely. Throw them under the bus. It's just always their fault.
Yes. Deludipod.com. If you're still listening, you can go there and see other things. You can find our Facebook, our YouTube, our Twitter, our Instagram. You can go to patreon.com/deludipod. Chuck in something or nothing. You have two options, and those are them. You could go to our buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/deludipod. I think that's it. Google phone number, 630-909-9366. You can go there, text us. We text back. You can also leave us a voicemail, and guess what? We'll put it in the show.
Yeah.
It's real neat and fun.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Thank you for listening to me and my dumbness. Go build a snowman. Name him Frosty. No, name him Dad and kiss him till he melts with your warm lips.
And put teeth inside its mouth.
Do that too. That's more important, actually.
It's not complete until you put the teeth in there.
Yes. Moot, do you have anything you want to say to the people, the beautiful people, Badoo-doo?
If you want to hear more of me and Chris talking to each other, then
Unplanned Potency!
yeah, you can go to unplannedpotency.com. If you want to buy any of our merch because you like Unplanned Potency so much, you can go to store.potency.com. Chris and I have not been doing Unplanned Potency weekly the way that we were in the past, but all the old episodes are still there. We're going to be doing it monthly, and we're also going to be starting a new project here very soon. So if you go listen to Unplanned Potency, you'll find out about that in the near future. Chris, what do you want to say?
If you want to hear more from me without anyone else, you can find me on YouTube at Cladsha. That's CLADSHA. Same on TikTok, same on Instagram. And yeah, for the Unplanned Potency stuff, really looking forward to getting back into that, honestly. And for the upcoming project, stay tuned. I think that's going to be good stuff.
Potency Plays as well. Potency Plays. You guys have a little bit of a gaming stuff.
Yeah, go check that out. That's something that never got enough plays, because I think maybe the first episode of Potency Plays is the funniest thing we've ever done together.
I think so.
I enjoy it thoroughly. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
I enjoy it. I love you all dearly.